Welcome to Folding Towels, a podcast for massage therapists with Jackie and David. If you are enjoying our episodes and want to support the production, consider buying us a coffee. Your contributions help us bring you more insightful discussions and expert interviews. Follow the link in the show notes or visit buymeacoffee.com/Folding Towels podcast to contribute, and thank you for your support.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the Folding Towels podcast. It's Jackie here and I'm currently missing David. He is on the school pickup run. He'll be back really soon, hopefully joining us in a minute, but we do have a special guest today. So everybody say hello to the lovely Kylie Bradley.
Hello.
Hi Kylie.
How are you, Jackie?
I'm really good, thank you. I'm having a good day. I'm in some beautiful air conditioning right now and out of the sun, out of the heat. So yeah, I'm good.
We've certainly needed that in Adelaide this week and, the last couple of weeks, really. The weekends have been particularly hot.
Yeah, it's always February, isn't it? February gets quite warm, especially in SA. Yeah. Yeah.
I do recall in the old days where I used to do the Healing Village at WOMAD in March.
Oh.
Yes, we had some hot massage tents for WOMAD weekends in March.
Nice.
So March is pretty hot too.
It can be, yeah. Well, now that you're here, let's run through some of the things that you've done so people know all about you. I'm going to read a few things, Kylie, and then you can tell us all about yourself. So you have a Bachelor of Health Science from Endeavour. You have done quite a lot of lymphedema, lymphatic massage training you've written here for me, the Casley Smith method, as well as Dr. Votter. You've also got a certificate in pregnancy massage from Pregnancy Massage Australia, another alum. Yeah. Welcome.
Okay.
And you've been a remedial massage therapist for quite a long time, 16 years, been a nutritionist as well for 5 years. Mm-hmm. That's something I didn't know about you before today. And I think this says a working group member of Lymphedema Association of Australia.
Yeah, so we used to be LASA, the state association, and we merged with the national body for the Lymphedema Association of Australia.
Yes, very interesting. Now, one thing I do want to I might start you out with this because it's really interesting, is last year you were shortlisted for Clinic of the Year with ATMS, the Natural Medicine Awards. Tell us all about that. That's pretty exciting.
Yeah, so I guess last year was a big year for me and my business. I relocated in February. I decided I wanted to set up a standalone practice again, having run my own clinics in the past. But for the last sort of few years, particularly over that COVID period and on, I'd been renting space out of other people's clinics, and I decided I really wanted to focus on having a lymphatics-focused clinic. So that came to fruition eventually in February last year. And then I just decided that I wasn't going to sort of, hide anymore. And I was going to start thinking about, well, how do I get our clinic known in our area, in our local area, as well as a little bit more broadly. And so the Natural Medicine Awards are run by the Australian Traditional Medicine Society, and I put us through up. Basically, you can self-nominate yourselves. So I self-nominated us. I do recall I was sat on the bus putting my application in on my phone, hoping for the best, because I hate doing things on my phone because I always think I never spell things correctly when I'm on that tiny screen.
You need the big internet for important things, don't you? Not the little internet.
It's the closing date's coming off. I'm just going to do it. Let's see what happens. And yeah, we got shortlisted. And so that was really exciting. So I got to go up to Brisbane for the actual awards evening, got to meet Raf up there. He was shortlisted for
He was
yes,
Raphael Bucata, who's been on an episode before. We love him
yes.
here. He's great.
He's fantastic. And that was the first time we'd met, which I thought was
Oh,
ironic that, I mean, this is true of a lot of us here in Adelaide. We all live here and as we can both attest to, we live here in Adelaide and we've never met each other face to face.
that's right. We talk online, like we have a wonderful South Australian Facebook group for massage therapists, but we don't always see each other.
No.
So yeah. We like to stay in our little hidey holes here in Adelaide, don't we?
I think it's in our little caves doing our own thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so got an opportunity to go to Brisbane and didn't win, but to me, just putting yourself out there is really important. So ATMS give you lots of good resources to promote yourself on online when you get shortlisted, and then it was just a great opportunity to get I guess allow my practice and lymph movement studio to get known a bit more broadly. So yeah, it was good. I also had put a couple of months before put us through for the Unley Business Awards. So in Unley Council area here in Adelaide, and we had business awards here. So I went a bit left of centre and put us forward for Leaders in Innovation, Transformation and Growth category, because we're using a lot of technology in our lymphatics practice, and I wanted to sort of highlight that. And we actually came away with a win for that one. So
that's exciting.
Yeah,
congratulations.
So that was super exciting. Thank you. So we actually won that one.
That's nice.
And then got shortlisted for Clinic of the Year.
Hi,
David. Hello, I made it.
Hi, David. Welcome back.
Oh, goodness me.
Very busy with the kids today, doing the school things.
Today has not gone smoothly. It needed to run like clockwork and it didn't.
Oh, that's annoying.
Yep.
Well, I was just about to ask Kylie the most important question of all, which is who is your favorite superhero and why?
I knew this question was coming. I just knew this question was coming. And sorry to be very predictable for a lot of the guests that have been on the show and a lot of the female guests that have been on the show, but for me, it is Diana. It is Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that's totally cool. Like,
she's amazing.
She's amazing.
And she's not a sidekick to any of the male characters.
Yes.
So for me, that's like, and who doesn't love a character who has amazing dress sense that is dual function? Yeah. I love the practicality of the bracelets and the lasso. Like a great fashion statement, but at the same time, they have purpose.
Yeah.
I wanted to share with our massage community the power of niching your business.
Yes. Let's do it.
I made a decision to do that in my business, and it's been really a positive experience. And I thought I really want to share that with our other massage therapists who are maybe considering whether they niche, because some people get really freaked out about, oh, am I going to completely implode my massage business if I decide to niche?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of fear attached with making a change like this. So I wanted to
totally
talk about my experience and what it's done for my business.
Yeah, we have talked about niching in general, but not specifically in a few episodes now, as being a very good thing that you can do for your business, and maybe something that you should plan to do. But you will be the first person who does talk to us in specific about actually making this happen. And we've also talked about people who've niched from the very beginning of their journey, but you didn't. It's something you've done partway through, and that is a very brave thing to do.
Yeah, so I started my massage practice in 2008. So I came from working in a 4- and 5-star hotel background. My own cancer journey made me make a decision I didn't want to work in hotels anymore, and I decided to become a massage therapist. And in 2008, I set up a general remedial practice, and it was humming along really busy, and I've had various incarnations of that business. It started off as a solo practitioner, took on staff, renting out of someone else's business, then set up my own clinic and then downsized again. So it's done a little bit of expansion and contraction. And then basically I used COVID. When COVID hit, I had been spending most of 2019, I was sat in my massage practice going, I am bored out of my brain with the work I'm doing. I am so bored. I don't feel mentally challenged anymore. I'm getting older. I turned the big 50 last year, and I was like thinking, as I'm getting up toward, my late 40s into my 50s, I'm not sure I can do deep tissue work anymore.
Yeah.
And so all of 2019, I'm thinking, how do I implode my massage business and not lose all my income? No, my passion is lymphatics. The type of cancer I had, it was non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. So I had a real interest in learning about lymphatics. And back in the day when I did my diploma of remedial massage, we had electives. And lymphatic drainage massage was one of those electives. So that kind of put me on this pathway of wanting to learn more about lymphatics. So fast forward again back to COVID, I was like, well, hey, we got forced to shut. And I mean, at the time, we never knew it was only going to be 8 weeks for us here in Adelaide. Obviously, it was a lot longer for other areas. But I just made a decision, well, now's the perfect time to niche my business, because whenever we come out of this, we're not going to be back to full capacity straight away. We're going to ease back into it. And so I just rang my web guy and I said, hey, do you want to rebrand my website? We're just going focused. And then basically once we came out and we were able to start working again, I still was back 2 days a week. I was still just finishing up my nutrition degree back then. So I was just doing 2 days a week. And then once I finished that, and then I was full, then I added a third, then a fourth, then I was back up to full capacity. So so I had made that decision in 2019 because I was like, I'm passionate about lymphatics, and I can talk a leg off a dog about lymphatics to anyone who'll listen. And that's
I resonate so strongly with this.
My zone of genius. It's where I want to be. I want to tell people cool things about the lymphatic system.
Yeah.
I'm the nutter who had a lymphatics themed Christmas tree last year.
Did you?
I love that.
With Larry, my lymph node, as the angel on top.
That is so good.
Oh my God. I want to see a photo of that. That sounds amazing.
I want to invite you to my Christmas party now.
It was just, I think, in some ways it was an easy thing to do because we were forced to close.
Yeah.
So it made transitioning to a niche a lot easier. So I acknowledge that in some ways, that stress, I guess, of making a decision to go from a more generic remedial massage practice to just niching in lymphatics was, I guess, kind of easy in that respect.
So can I ask then, your decision, was it like, okay, I 100% don't do remedial anymore, or I'm still going to see some of those clients that, might have been coming to see you for a few years, or like, how was that a little more day to day?
Yeah, so I kept some of my ongoing clients. So I still see 3 remedial clients a week who, to be honest, are more of a relaxation style remedial. And I've been working with those people for 11 plus years, and they come every week. So I keep those 3 people, and then I have another couple, like a handful of people. So I reckon I've got 6 remedial clients still on my books. The others come a bit more erratically, and I don't take any new remedial clients anymore. And there'll come a point, I'm just starting to get signals there might be a bit of osteoarthritis in the elbows and that sort of thing. So, it may be at the end of this year that I have to make the tough decision to send them on their way. But we'll wait and see. So, I don't do more than, say, 3. And I'm treating around about anywhere between 20, 25 clients a week. So, because I'm full-time days a week.
So it's really manageable. Yeah. Okay. That's really interesting. And I did sort of mention before that I resonate really strongly with this because this is basically what I'm doing as well.
Yeah.
And this is a conversation that we've had, Jackie and I've had a few times as well. I'm 46, Jackie's 47, and we're both we're bored out of our brains doing
Yeah.
the same thing day in, day out.
Over
It
and
is time
over
to
again.
niche.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
And
Niche or quit.
and niching doesn't have to be so niched that you then also get bored with that as well. Like, so um I talk about us being a lymphatics focused practice, and we started off with, I guess, a lot of lymphedema, post was small, very small amount of those are primary lymphedema people, but most are secondary lymphedemas. So most people are cancer diagnosis, they've had surgery and or chemo and radiotherapy and have got lymphatic damage. They might have had lymph vessels, lymph nodes removed. And those people have developed secondary lymphedema. So we sort of had a lot of those kind of clients. But the power of social media has meant that the lipedema community is now much more aware that they actually have an actual condition. And so we're seeing a lot more ladies with lipedema as well in our practice, and doing a lot of pre and post surgical preparations for that. And we also do a lot of post cosmetic surgery management as well. So basically, I just say we deal with fluidy folk. You got fluid?
I love it.
Come to us. Post surgery, hormones is another one. Ladies who are still menstruating and still getting a lot of hormone related fluid retention. We find, slotting in a treatment that week prior to starting your period has been really good at managing the sort of edema that some women experience due to hormones. So that's, although we're niching in lymphatics, we've still got all these different types of clients I can work with. And, I could have a cancer patient, then I could have a lipedema client, and then I can have someone who's had knee surgery, and then I could have, I don't know, someone with hormone stuff. So it's still interesting.
Yeah.
I think that's another thing that people would worry about. I mean, you guys have touched on it as a general practitioner. You kind of like bored with the work. You don't want to then get niche and get bored in the work either.
Everyone just sort of comes in and says back, neck and shoulders, thanks.
Yeah.
I and my heart used to sink. I was like, oh my God, my hands could just do this without me even being present.
So
a muscle memory.
It came to Christmas this year, and all the back, neck, and shoulder people were coming in, and it was all stress related stuff, and they're stressed because they have to work their butts off before taking leave, or they're stressed about Christmas, and I'm like, oh, send me something other than back, neck, and shoulders, please. And my last week of practice, I got this influx of complex chronic people. I was like, send me some back, neck, and shoulders.
Yeah.
I can't cope with this.
My brain can't cope with this a week before Christmas.
Yeah. Oh, no. Yeah. I have to say it's been very interesting, staying on the topic of lymphatics, the way people have come around to acknowledging not only that is like a huge issue for people, but the awareness that people have. And you mentioned lipedema as well. It's been absolutely insane how many people will come in and say, oh, I think I've got lymphedema, or I've got this problem, and my friend said it might be this, and my doctor doesn't know anything. And so now they're researching all these topics, and then you kind of have to encourage them to look at maybe lipedema as what their issue might be as well, and to research that and take it back to their GP, and maybe, all these other things. And like, so much has changed in the way that people care for themselves, even in just the last 3 to 4 years. It's been really crazy and great.
And I think that's what the power of social media does as well. Like, to me, 2023 online was all about lymphatics and lymphedema, and then 24 became about lipedema.
Yeah.
Because when I'm chatting to new clients, I'm like, so what prompted you to come in? Oh, I was watching stuff on social media and I thought I might have lipedema, and then I got a diagnosis, and now I'm here because I want to get some treatment and get a management plan together for it. So social media has, I mean, I have a love-hate relationship, as I know David does, with social media. And you know, up until like even last week, I was like, right, do I just shut down all my social media? And then I was like, I just would so love to do it. And then I get into our lovely little Adelaide massage group and go and help some people out with questions, and then I'm just like, oh, but I miss all of this good stuff. Or like, you know, I was on my Overland Track Facebook group and asking people about whether I should get new boots before I go do the Camino in June, because, you know, I needed to speak to the hiking community about their thoughts on the state of my boots.
Yeah.
So, you know, those are the kinds of things I'm going to miss out on. But
Yeah.
it has its place, I guess. I don't think we can ever fully escape it.
Yeah, that is such good use of the socials as well, is being in the communities that you want to be a part of. If only we could filter out the you might like this post, and it's very heavily right-wing extreme, hate-filled conspiracy theory.
All those fake dramatization things.
Yes.
You just think, how have you ended up in my feed? I don't understand.
Yeah. No, it's good, and that is a fantastic like thing for anyone listening to sort of maybe take on board. Find those communities. If you have to even start a Facebook group yourself, like, you know, for your area, do that. Like, community is the best thing, because we're always working alone. Yeah, I love that.
It's interesting though, because I have been not particularly consistent with my social media posting, and part of the reason for that is there are a lot of people online who are doing some really great stuff in my area, my niche area, who are overseas or interstate. And the reality is, if a person needs hands-on treatment, they're going to get on Google and they're going to Google manual lymph drainage or lymphatic drainage massage Adelaide or me. And so to me, all those influencing type people have done the hard work for me. Why do I have to generate and create more content?
I love it.
When ultimately, which takes up my time, which I don't have. So I just sort of, I sort of try, and I guess my goal now is just post something once a week, and that's okay. Don't get caught up on it.
Yes.
Look, if you have, you know, your books filled 99% of the time, you don't necessarily need to be posting to socials all the time.
And I think, you know, and again, coming back to talking about niching, that is one of the things. Like, I don't post now about hands-on therapy appointments. I'm booked out 4 or 5 weeks in advance, and we have a very active wait list. So if people cancel, we usually have someone to fill that spot. And I have to be really switched on that if I'm feeling my energy's a bit wiped, I need to, because I've got reception team here, and so they'll like fill a spot. I'm like, oh shit, I just need to block that off and give myself a breathing time. But we have, because we have the compression pump therapy and we have the infrared sauna as well, most of the posting I do is around those services, because my reception team here, they run those services for me. So like, I don't need to post about the benefits of manual lymph drainage therapy, because I don't need more clients right now. So
well, those services that you mentioned, they're even more niche than just the lymphatics, because a lot of people, like the layperson, you know, the general public, doesn't understand how those things work. They don't know about bandaging, compression garments. They don't know about the lasers, all of that stuff. So I agree. I think there's a little bit of education still to be done with some of that stuff. But.
And certainly, I mean, for me in a lymphatic space, and talking about compression therapy, because you've got like all of the Normatec compression out there, the sports compression. And a lot of the places around town that are set up with that are very sports men focused, very, hey, let's sit with the boys and watch, you know, footy on the TV, and there'll be drinks, and like, it's quite a masculine environment. And if you're a woman with lipoedema or lymphedema, it's not the kind of environment you're going to go into to have compression therapy.
Wow, I had no idea.
Yeah, so I wanted to create a space, which is, you know, I have a clinic that's a clinic but not clinical, if that makes sense. So I don't have posters. I mean, our lovely listeners can't see, but behind me, like, my artwork is all lymphatic stuff, whether it be lymphatics, histology stuff, or whatever that's, around my clinic. So I wanted to create this calming, very relaxing space that women could come and have compression therapy, because you're not going, if you've got, lymphedema from breast cancer, you're not going to go down and have Normatec compression with all the boys. Like, it's just, it's a disconnect. So yeah, so for me, in terms of social media and promoting, I'm trying to promote the benefits from that perspective, because a lot of people think of compression therapy mainly just for sports recovery.
Yeah.
And same with sauna, they think of it for sports recovery as well. Yeah. So it's about educating around those topics in relation to lymphedema and in relation to lipoedema as well.
We're also talking there with the compression therapy and the infrared sauna about value adding or add-ons, clinical add-ons that don't involve your hands.
Exactly. And that was really important to me, because I was thinking, as I get older, and I was telling Jackie earlier, I'm married to an Englishman, my brother's married to an English girl, my English brother-in-law is married to a Norwegian. So we have family all living in England and Norway. And I wanted the ability to be able to walk away from my clinic and still have income being generated, which I can do by having the infrared and the compression. Mm. And we're still building those sides of the business up. But my goal is that those services on their own will actually cover things like rent and my receptionist wages going forward. Yes. So that when I choose to go away, like I am in June, July this year for 4 weeks, that those 2 big chunks of fixed income that need to be covered are actually covered by that income and not my hands-on time.
Mm.
That is such a great plan.
The beauty of that then becomes that anything that you earn from doing hands-on work stays with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? As I get older, if I want to cut back, then I can cut back.
Yes.
So you're just gonna. That's I guess why I wanted to move from just renting space and just doing hands-on work to create this clinic again, where I had those adjunct services. The upside for the client as well is hands-on time with me is expensive in their eyes.
Yes.
So you've got one-on-one time with me for an hour. Well, you're paying for that personal time with me, and I can offer my compression pumps and my sauna at a fraction of that cost. Yes. And you still get good treatment. So for those that are, a little bit more price sensitive in terms of their treatment, because, the 2 key areas I'm working in, which is lymphedema and lipoedema, they both require ongoing management of those conditions, whether it be having manual lymph drainage, wearing compression garments, getting compression therapy. You're just constantly managing their chronic conditions that you're constantly managing. So with that comes expense. So if you can get relief from a compression session, and that's, a fraction of the cost of seeing me, well, I wanted to be able to offer that as an option to people. So as well as being a good business model for me in terms of earning me income, it's providing my clients with an option that is financially affordable for them too.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. I'm loving everything I'm hearing.
I do. It's all like I'm feeling really, I'd say I feel like now that I'm niched, I'm really in flow, which is one of the things I'm working in lymphatics. And in actual fact, I've actually renamed my monthly e-newsletter In the Flow because it seemed appropriate. But yeah, because like when I had my previous remedial practice, when I was back in my sort of mid-30s and late 30s, I was new to running my own business and I did it badly. I'm prepared to admit it. I learned so much from that I'm doing very differently this time around. So
what are some of those inverted commas mistakes, #learning moments that you might like to share with us?
Something that certainly comes to mind in running a clinic like this is like I never had a receptionist at my old place. And one of the things that a lot of my clients talk about is how welcome they feel when they come to the clinic, when they ring on the phone, they get to speak to either Paula or Kerry, my 2 receptionists, to cover reception between the 2 of them. And that all the practitioners here are lovely, and because I rent space out to other therapists so that they can run their businesses from my place. I don't employ my therapist, I employ my reception staff, and I think that's a regret, and that came out of I ran the other business very much from that scarcity model.
Yes.
Whereas this time round, I've come to it with this idea of abundance. So that's been a huge shift over the last sort of 16 years for me, of coming from that. Oh my God, I don't know. And we see it a lot. We see it in the chats in the massage group about people being worried about, oh, my online booking system's costing me this much. What are cheaper options? And I'm like, no, stop going on about cheaper options. Start working out what features you need to streamline your business.
Yes.
Do those. And the other thing is stop folding your own towels, people. Stop washing and folding your own towels. I was 2 years into my practice and I have had linen service ever since, whether it was my own towels getting laundered or whether which I do now, I get supply and launder. I always remember that meme that came out, what we think we do as massage therapists, what our parents think we do, and it's a brothel.
Yes.
And we think we're like, enlightened.
Yeah.
And what are we actually doing? We're folding towels. No.
Yes.
Fool.
Oh my
That's the
God.
birth of this podcast. It's something we all have in common.
Yeah. I'm just like, outsource those things that are not worth you doing, that cost, like it comes from that scarcity mode. Oh, we'll have to pay for somebody to do this. Yes, but you could be generating more income. Me washing towels and turning my house into a Chinese laundry is not earning me money. Like, I will pay somebody. It's like I've had a bookkeeper from day one.
Yes.
Numbers and me are not friends. We are to an extent, but like I can't keep up with what the ATO is doing and all of that. That's what my accountant does, and that's what my bookkeeper do. They keep me compliant. Like, I'm really particular about outsourcing very specific things in my business because, like, our time is you got to work in your zone of genius. And for most of us as massage therapists, it's being hands-on. That's why we do what we do, is because we like working with people and we're good at using our hands. So that's like, play to that strength.
I love it. This is like the best advice ever. It's so good.
Have to send us your bill.
Nobody go to my house and look in my laundry, okay? Nobody. just don't do it. Oh my goodness.
I'd like to step back in time and go back to your very first motivation towards becoming a massage therapist.
Yeah.
What led you into the industry?
Well, I always talk about falling sideways into massage because when I was making the change from hospitality, I originally thought when I came back to Australia, I would retrain as a naturopath, and realized it was going to be 3 years of study, and went, oh, that's a lot of time. And I need to get out of hotels because they're driving me nuts. And so I went and did a Cert 4 in massage and thought, oh, this is quite cool. I quite like this. So I did my diploma and kind of took off from there. But I had grown up actually as a child in what I thought was actually a relatively normal environment. My nan used to, she was a nurse who, in the days when you got married, you had to give up being a nurse. And so she went down very much an alternative pathway. She used to work for a naturopath called Muriel Morrison, apparently, somewhere in Norwood Way back in the day. And she developed,
Such a good
she used to work for a chiropractor as a chiropractic assistant. And I used to go for Sunday dinners and get massaged and chiropractic adjustments from my nan. And then she'd get the crystal pendulum out, and we'd get our Schulz's tissue salts and Vits and Mins prescribed. So I'd grown up in that environment, but then kind of drifted away from it. And then when I got my cancer diagnosis, and massage was actually part of the treatment at the NHS hospital in the UK where I was treated, you got sessions with a massage therapist. And that was really healing for me. And so when I thought I'd go that naturopathic route and then I found massage, I'm like, well, how did I think I wasn't going to end up here? Like, I'd been massaged as a child. I had this wonderful experience during my cancer treatment. Of course I want to be a massage therapist. Like, so yeah, so that's how, and then as I worked in massage, and again, it comes back to, you know, our longevity with our hands, I was like, I really need to add something else into the mix. And so I did decide to do nutrition over naturopathy, because I'm like, I hate herbs. Who's ever enjoyed one of those herbal mixtures from a naturopath? They're just foul. Like, who? And I thought to myself, I don't want to prescribe those to people. I hate taking them myself. So
That
that's
is
why
hilarious.
I studied nutrition over naturopathy.
Totally fair. How long is nutrition?
Nutrition was 3 years, but it took me 8 because I attempted to do it pay as I went. So I was running the clinic. In the early days, I was still teaching massage. I was at Endeavour. I was running my clinic, and then I was studying at Endeavour. So that was really interesting for a couple of years there, because I was both a student and a teacher. So it was, when I ended up in student clinic, it was a bit weird for some of the students. What are you doing here? So
that's so good.
So there was a bit of that going on. And then so it took me 8 years in the end. I did pause in between and actually went away and did a health coaching course, because I was halfway through my degree going, right, this is great information, but I actually don't know how I would communicate this to my clients. And so I went away and did a health coaching course and learned really a lot about the psychology of eating, and really learned. And what I find in practice as well is it's often not what people are eating, it's why they're eating, when they're eating, how they're eating. It's all the stuff around the food, you know. It's not actually often what they're eating that's the problem.
That is really interesting.
Yeah, so that's where that health coaching course came in really handy, because then it allows you to implement that knowledge that I've learned as a clinical nutritionist and put it into layperson's terms, because I'm always big on that. Is okay, because I don't like all the sciencey. I remember sitting in class going, right, how would I communicate this to an actual person? And the problem with that is that's how I would learn stuff. So then when it came to sit for written exams, I would write, I don't actually know how to write this scientifically. I'm just going to write it out how I would have told somebody. So there was a few questions like that, because I was like, for me, I've got to work out how can I actually communicate this to somebody without the knowledge that we have.
That is definitely an issue sometimes when we do these courses. We learn all this stuff, and like we learn the anatomy, and we're learning almost another language, particularly with anatomy. But, you know, how do you explain some of these topics to your clients in words that they can understand?
I always find the rotator cuff is really interesting. Like, so, I've torn my rotator cuff. I'm like, which one? And they're like, like, okay, got some work to do here.
Yep.
Yeah.
So as you've progressed through your career, have there been any mentors that you've had along the way?
I found probably, God, you might be able to help me with the timeline, David, because I reckon I kind of was doing some coaching with James and Alicia at about the time I think you were coming out of it. So
so that was end of 2018.
I remember seeing you across the room at one point, but I don't think we ever actually spoke to each other there.
Yeah.
And so they have been, I found when I did the 12 months with them, I found that really helpful in getting some clarity around how the process stuff, particularly for my business, that's been really helpful. And I actually was pulling out things like, you know, the sheets for, okay, how am I planning out my month and order and stuff that I was doing in my head. And I'm like, I need to this year get back into writing that stuff down. So I think that's been really important for me. And I'm just always really I get quite a lot of joy just from spending time with other therapists who are passionate about the space they work in. I mean, outside of massage, I'm actually excited by people who are just passionate about their area of their zone of genius, area of expertise. Like that to me is very motivating and exciting. Like I've had great conversations, but I've got no idea what you're talking about, but you are so excited about, and the passion is leaking out of you about your particular topic. And I can't help but be excited by that. Like that's just because people are just, you can just see the joy that someone has in being in their space. Like I am that person sometimes when I start talking to my clients about, the lymphatic system and what it's doing. And I'm like, oh, sorry, I'm talking your ear off about this. And they're like, I know, but you just are so excited about it. I'm excited about it. I'm like, yeah, I know.
Yeah. We need these infectious people in our lives.
Yeah, I just find like that. I think that's one of the things that my cancer and in air quotes journey, I hate that word, but my cancer journey taught me is that and is that life is too short. And I had cancer at 28, so it's quite some time. 2002, 2003 was when I went through treatment. But I just changed my outlook on life. I cared very little then about what other people thought about me. Everything was about I went from worrying about what people thought about how I looked to what can my body do? How can I contribute? What can my body do, as opposed to what does my body look like? So that was very powerful for me. And then gradually, as I learned new stuff and I learned how to clean my life up in terms of diet and movement practices and stress reduction and all of that. And, things like changing all of my personal care products and changing all of my cleaning products, and just as a gradual process of making change. And that even now, I'm constantly doing, I feel like I need to do all the time. I feel like I'm worried I'm going to run out of time. Like everything I do is put against what I call the deathbed test. So you're on your deathbed and you're reflecting on your life. Am I going to regret having done this or not? Mm-hmm. I know I never have to go skydiving and I never have to bungee jump, because those two things do not pass my deathbed test. I'm not going to lie on my deathbed going, geez, I wish I'd bungee jumped. But it's never going to happen. However, if I have not gone to Machu Picchu, I will be really devastated.
Yes.
So, and again, I had to set this clinic up. Like I would have felt it was an unfulfilled dream if I didn't do it. And so that's everything to me goes past the deathbed test. So that, is this worth doing? And it does mean sometimes you do this down your pathway. The pathway is never straight. You do wiggle in and out, and you have a look at this little side issue, and you come over here and do that side thing, and then you come back to the main path. And a coach years ago said to me, oh, you get distracted by the shiny blue things. I'm like, yeah, but you never know when one of those shiny blue things might be the exact thing you need.
Yeah, totally agree.
Nothing's in a straight line. You've got to be okay with kind of getting off track every now and again and know that it's where you need to be.
That's a nice little segue into my next question for you. And in your reflection on how far and where you've come from, has there been a particular client interaction that has deeply touched you and reaffirmed your passion for massage therapy and for manual therapies?
Yeah, I have a client, and it's actually one of my oldest clients, and he still sees me weekly. And we've been through a lot together. He was my second place that I started working at. We met there, and he has been he's been through a lot in his own health journey, and we've kind of navigated that together, I guess, as well. He's had a prostate cancer diagnosis and currently has a bladder cancer diagnosis, and so it's interesting that in swapping to lymphatics, we're actually now able to incorporate more lymphatic work instead of massage work, deep tissue work into treatments because of edema issues related to that particular treatment. And yeah, he's always like this Buddha character to me, because he always comes up with these pearls of wisdom. So I find that it's been interesting because he's transitioned through all of my practices and seen how I've changed as well, and the decisions I've made in terms of what I how I want to run my business, and what, I guess, what I'm doing now.
That's really lovely that he stayed with you and evolved with you. That's really, I love that. It's nice.
Yeah, he's a very special client.
Yeah, that's really cool. Do you have perhaps then a piece of advice that you would like to share with our listeners, Kylie? Because I think I am having a massive girl crush right now. You are now my new role model. I have loved everything you've said. Everything.
Thank you, Jackie. I'm touched by that. Thank you.
Genuinely, I'm being very genuine right now. You were just an inspiration, and everything you've said has just really resonated with me. And yeah, I'm just please share some more pearls of wisdom with us.
Okay, well, what I would say is, if you're thinking about niching your practice, think about a practice day where you got to the end of the day and maybe you were tired, but you felt really happy. You felt, wow, wasn't that a great day? I got to help this kind of person, that kind of person, this kind of person. And what was it about that day that was great? Was it the work that you were doing, as in what the type of treatment? Was it the people that you were working with? What was it that made that day really special? And then, is that something that you can niche your business into? So for me, it's the lymphatics work, but getting the variety of different ways of practicing that. That's my ideal day. So I like a real mix of lymphedema, lipedema, post-surgical stuff, hormone stuff. That's really important to me. So, for others, it might be pregnancy massage. I mean, I did think I did niche at one point. After I'd done pregnancy massage, I wondered about niching into the fertility space, because fertility massage was getting really popular.
Yes.
And I did my fertility massage training, and then I realized, as a woman who made a conscious choice not to have children, that I was really disconnected from that group of people, and that I just wasn't feeling like I was able to offer them the best support. And yet in this lymphatic space, and particularly because I get a lot of, cancer patients, and they know about my cancer journey as well, you're coming from your own truth in that, because you have that experience. And I'm not saying that you have to work in a niche that you have personal experience of, but certainly for me, working with pregnancy and fertility, I had no connection to that, because I've never been pregnant, I've never wanted children. And for me, that's not what my journey in life is about this time round, because I think it's only this time round. Who knows? But for me, I think my journey this time round is helping other people. It's not procreating. So working with clients who are pregnant and fertility, I couldn't relate to that. So for me, that would make it a really difficult thing to niche in. Likewise, I'm not a runner, so I'm not going to niche into sports massage. So it is, if you're into running, or maybe the bouldering community or the hiking community, and you want to help hikers, for example, I'll be there, because I'm a hiker and I've got a lot of muscle issues after hiking. But find that thing, that a group of people or the type of work that you want, and niche into that. I think that's really important. If you're thinking, hey, I'm getting so bored with the day-to-day of my massage practice, then start thinking about, okay, who are those people I want to work with, and how can I make that my niche?
We've covered a lot of ground today, Kylie.
We have.
Yes.
A lot.
I love that, coming right back to the start or middle of the episode, I just love that your transition into niching wasn't a transition at all. It was just, bang, we're doing this now.
Yeah.
But I do acknowledge that I did have COVID provided that.
That was an opportunity.
That doesn't happen very often.
Yeah.
That you can, that did make that transition, boom, easy to do.
Yes.
And I do acknowledge that is not easy from where, say, if you decide to do that now, it's not as easy. But certainly you can start rebranding your business. You can only take on new clients that are aligned with that new thing. And eventually you can shift your business to that niche that you want to work in.
I found that the people that I actually don't really want to see just fell away. I've really done almost nothing to rebrand, but like it's just happening. I think people just know, and they, especially in the lymphedema community, people talk, they tell their friends.
Yeah.
And I've got one group of ladies that are all friends, and they're coming to see me. They're not all coming very regularly. Some of them are very regular, some are more on and off.
Yeah.
But there's about 4 of them, and they work together, and they're friends, and they're like, oh, so the other person told me about you. Yes. And I'm having this issue. And of course, they're all women of a certain age. They're, 45 to 60 years of age, and having issues. And it's just like, it just sort of happens, I think, once you make your mind up almost.
Well, I think also, what's that saying? Where energy goes, energy flows. Where
something like that, yeah.
Where you put your energy is where things are going to go. So if you're putting it out there, you don't want to work with this type of client anymore. Then it will eventually happen.
Yeah. As I think I've said before on the show, that after COVID, once we sort of came back out of those initial lockdowns and what the hell is happening, I went from seeing only about 5% of my clients were men. I went from 5% up to about 35% overnight. Like all of a sudden I had this massive influx of men wanting to look after themselves, remedial massage, work a lot, really stressed, etc. And then it dropped right back down to probably about 10 to 15% after a couple of years. And now I only have about 2 or 3, I think it is, men that I see very intermittently. And those last few just really, like, they come in once every 3 or 4 months, and it's just so intermittent. And like, I've done nothing to discourage them. I absolutely have not said I don't want to see you anymore. It's just, I think it's all, like, so much of it is mental. Like, how can we keep that really positive mindset and keep that positive focus of, oh, I love doing, like in this instance, lymphatic massage. Where are those people coming from? How can I draw them into me?
I think also, though, that each client has a natural cycle length, if that makes sense. So you get to a point sometimes where you're just not a good fit anymore, and that's okay. And I know when I was teaching massage, one of the things I used to say to students is, you can't be a massage therapist for everybody. There's a client for every therapist and a therapist for every client. And someone will love my massage and they will hate yours, and vice versa.
Yes. And
that is okay. So stop, because I think, even back when I was training back in 2006 through to 8, when I got my diploma, there's still even was very much this competition, that all the other massage therapists are competition. And I don't prescribe to that at all. And in setting up my practice here, I don't employ my massage therapist. I rent space out to other female lymphatic and oncology focused practitioners so they can build their businesses. So I'm providing them essentially with the business support. They're amazing therapists who are a bit kind of on their business side of skills. So I'm like, hey, come work here. We've got plenty of work. We'll take care of a lot of your admin stuff. You just get to work your magic. And so, that's been a really positive experience as well, being able to provide a space where other practitioners can come and do their thing as well.
That is really amazing that you are actually 1000% not in competition with anyone.
Yes.
You're actually inviting therapists that do the same thing as you to work literally with you. I love that so much.
And we talk about it. There are some of my clients that, like, some people don't like my style. Like, for example, Kim Bolto, who works with me, she's predominantly VODA trained, and I'm predominantly Kylie Smith trained. So we have slightly different technique, and some people get better results with Kim and some people get better results with me. And there's no animosity around that. It's about trying to provide the best, because there'll be another client for either one of us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Love it. I love it. And thank you for saying that as well. Thank you for saying that so much.
It does take a lot of work, though, to sort of get out of that scarcity mindset. And I know
and the fear.
That fear,
Yeah.
that fear of, and, in some respects, I guess I was quite lucky with COVID, my business structure. And I know you guys have spoken about business structures before, but I've got a company trust structure, family trust structure, and that allowed me during COVID to access JobKeeper.
Yes.
So that kept
similar.
my head above water. And I do appreciate a lot of therapists who are solo practitioners didn't have that buffer and had to go back to working perhaps in a previous career and made a decision not to come back to the industry because of that. And, the concern that, the government could shut us down at any old point. So that has certainly had an impact on our industry in terms of the number of therapists we've lost from the industry in general.
Definitely. Yeah.
We should wrap this up, Jackie.
We should. What an amazing guest you've been, Kylie. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. I'm so glad I get to come on.
It's been a delight to have you here. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
We're going to have to have a coffee date or a wine date or something soon.
Absolutely. Well, as I've now confirmed, I haven't lost my driver's license. I'm a bit more mobile now. So
yay! That's good. So let's make it coffee and not wine then, so we don't risk anything.
Just to clarify, everybody, I wasn't losing. It was a medical reason for my suspension of my driver's license, not drink driving.
It was medical, yes. I got the whole story before we started recording. It was definitely medical. But we're glad you have your license still.
So am I.
All right. If you love what we are doing on the Folding Towels podcast, if you have enjoyed hearing from Kylie Bradley today and any of our guests who we've had on the show, why not send us some good vibes? You can head to our Facebook page, our Instagram page. You can find the Contact Now page, just like Deb did today when she told me that there was a typo on our website. She was able to reach out and notify us about that. We love hearing from you, and we do read all of those messages. Perhaps you have a suggestion for a guest or a topic that you'd like to see us talk about on the show. You can do that through Facebook, through Instagram, and through foldingtowespodcast.com.au.
Thank you so much, everybody, for listening. Thank you, David, for being here, and thank you, Kylie, for joining us.
Thank you.
We'll see you in the next show.
Bye, everyone.